Welcome back to Cousin Chit Chat. Oh, this from Modelo Gelada. Okay, for the Modelo commercial. Okay, so this is gonna be, I guess, the part 3 of
How did you know he's the one?
how I met my bae.
She stalked me.
I did. Like, I literally did some stalker. I'm gonna try to give y'all like the short version. We started to try to keep these videos a little short. I used to live with my best friend on the corner, right? She stayed in a corner house. And there was this dude that used to drive by all the time in his truck.
AKA her man.
I bagged him. I bagged him.
She flew him out.
I flew them out. Anyway, so the city that we live in is pretty small. So like everybody pretty much kind of knows somebody somehow type of way. Corner, the guy was driving by. So then I'm like, who is that in there? Oh, that's Houston. So I'm like, oh my God. Tell me about him. I'm like, tell me about him. So every day, I used to literally have them tell me stories about him all the time. So
How my man?
they're so
Houston.
Hercules. Okay, anyway, so I was always asking tell me stories about him because come to find out my best friend, her brother was kind of really like close to him, like in high school. So they would always say like he's so like he's funny and he like got a playful personality. I'm like, oh my God.
All she seen was a chocolate one riding by was like, oh.
Caliente. I want to play Caliente. I want to play.
Wow.
So, okay, so then it was so bad, I remember his schedule when he would drive by, which would always be like around 2:45, something like that. So I would make sure.
Remember?
I know,
sick,
it was
bro.
sick. So I used to make sure, maybe it was probably 3 something. I think he got like 3:30. I got it. Okay, so I used to go sit outside. So eventually, like, this was a year went by, and I was always having to tell me stories or whatever. I'm like, oh my God. So finally, we went to like the neighborhood little grocery store, and we was in the produce section.
And she was following around the store.
I know this part I can't say I was not following around the store. So before my husband, like I never had like a boyfriend, right? That he's like my first like boyfriend or like relationship. So Lawrence is this guy that I was with for literally before I met Houston. I was with him for like a month and a half. And only reason I was with him because he was like begging to be with me. And I was like, okay, whatever.
Yo lost Lawrence. You probably live on Florence.
No, he don't. See? Look. Oh yeah, so we was in the produce section.
She was following him.
I was not following. I was
and
so
she was
nervous.
grapes out of the bag. Don't you hear when people do that in the grocery store?
I did not do that. That's so nasty. Like, you don't wash your food.
No, just eat it.
So I was so excited. I was smiling like this. And like Danelle, that's my best friend. I was with Danelle Savannah. Those are the ones you probably guys don't see in Nisha's vlog, birthday vlog. Video. So she started talking to Houston, and then he like, and I couldn't do nothing but smile, sound like this.
Did he think he was retarded?
That's what he said. He was like, "What's wrong with your friend? Is she retarded?" And you would think like a normal person would be like, "Hold on, don't disrespect me." I was like, "Yeah."
I'm a little slow.
Hey, that's politically incorrect. You cannot do that. That's not right.
Sorry.
So then I didn't know what to say, so he was talking to me, and I just kept smiling. But another reason I kept smiling because I was always really confident about my smile. That was like the one thing, kind of being like big and insecure, that I knew. Like I know I got a bomb ass smile. Now I'm just losing some teeth in the back, but so I go like this. It's a smaller smile now.
Ruthless, toothless.
Ruthless,
I said ruthless, toothless.
You got down ruthless for this Anyway, so fast forward, we had a first date, which wasn't a date. I came to his house. I brought him some enchiladas.
You made him?
I danced to the first time I went over there. I danced to
And that's one of their little things too. She always dances for him on holidays. That's a whole other video.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, for a year, he did not take me on a real date. Like we did not go on a real date. It was always like at the house, and like I wasn't that type of person. Like, but then I don't really know what type of person I was because like that was my first like real situation.
Then kind of like she couldn't stand Frankie. I couldn't stand Houston.
Yeah, nobody liked him.
So I'm like, huh?
Yeah.
Like you're being straight rude to my cousin, and we had a party at her friend's house, and I was like, I don't like you. I don't like the way you treat my cousin.
I remember. Like everybody was on his head. Remember Michael wasn't feeling him either.
And who's that he came with? Keno, huh?
No, Eddie, barbershop Eddie. Oh. For a whole year he didn't commit, and I was just like really like depressed. Like I was like, what the hell? Like I wasn't like the most confident person, because if I was confident, I wouldn't have let that happen for a year. I would have stopped it before. So I dealt with a lot of like insecurities, I would say.
What made you want to pray about it?
Because I was tired. Like, I literally, have you ever just like know you stop messing with somebody?
Yeah.
And like, but for some reason
Like you can't cut them loose.
You can't stop. So I literally was at like a point like, this is really draining me. I was like so drained. I was so like depressed, sad. I started to question like, was he embarrassed about me? Like, and then it went to my weight. Like, it was instantly like, one thing I know, obviously I'm a big girl. So I always, a lot of people people don't go around praising big girls. So that was my thing, like, oh, he's ashamed of my size. So then I remember I went to church New Year's, like I always go to church on New Year's. I went to church and I'm like, Jesus, like, if this man is not for me, please give me like the strength to like let him go.
Yeah.
And I never forget that next day, I'm not lying, the next day, this is like New Year's Day, I was at my friend Savannah's house, and then he comes over like he always do. I hop in a car.
Was this before or after, like, you kind of like told him to, like, you can't keep like treat me like I'm secondary? Like,
This is the conversation. Is the conversation. Like, it was literally the next day after I like had that whole little prayer with God. I'm not joking, y'all. So mind you, it's been a year. Never, ever, ever took me on a date. Never even like bought me dinner. For a year, I would like come to his house. I was always the one bringing food. Always the one like.
She broke his sink too the first time she spent the night here in the back of the house. She called me like, what do I do? I'm like, Rich, I don't know.
Oh, that was horrible. The day after I had that prayer with God, and I was just like, look, I can't do this. I was like, if you can't give me what I need, then I can't do this no more. Huh?
Loose me.
Let me go. Let me go, Master. Please.
Let the devil ride, because he always want to drive.
And so I kid you not, after I had that conversation, I don't know what it was, because I had that conversation before, but I don't know what it was about this time. I think God was just literally like in it, I guess. But the very next day after that conversation, or maybe like a couple days later, we went on our first date, and we went to Fast and Furious. And the funny thing is, I went in the bathroom. I'm not joking. I went in the bathroom at the date, and I started crying because like I had waited for that so long, and like it was finally happened. But that's like how I met him. Like the journey from there is literally crazy. Definitely.
Like leaving work, showing up to his party.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I did that. If you guys enjoyed this, please don't forget to like and subscribe.
Don't